East Brunswick Township and the Interfaith Clergy Council co-sponsored a monument unveiling and dedication to the victims of Pittsburgh's Tree of Life Synagogue and a memorial garden to all the victims of bias violence.
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight to join together as we dedicate this monument to the victims of the shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. We hope that this area can be a place of reflection for all victims of bias crimes and that no other group will be a target in our country.
This attack was probably the worst public attack on Jewish Americans in all of American history. But when there's an attack on one, there's an attack on all. And we need to come together as a community. That was why we picked this spot, because it's a community art center. And we're a town that is based primarily on the fact that we feel one of our greatest assets is our diversity. And it's through that diversity that when somebody hurts, we all hurt. And so we want this place to be a place where we can see peace and solitude. And with that comes to mind, to me, words from one of the greatest thinkers of my time, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, where he said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." So I hope that this place, that this spot, that this point in our great town becomes a place of solitude where we only see light and love.
We have some words from Rabbi Jeffrey Myers, who is the spiritual leader of Tree of Life congregation in Pittsburgh. We'd like to share them with you now. He says, "Dear friends, I want to express my appreciation to all of you for this moving gesture of dedicating a monument in memory of the 11 martyrs from our 3 congregations, Tree of Life, New Light, and Dor Hadash. Alas, that you find it necessary to do so. May this garden serve as a reminder that any form of bigotry and the violence that it begets is unwelcome, and that all good people must strive to choose their words carefully and be welcoming to everyone. The evil that led to the massacre in Tree of Life remains a presence in the United States. We must carefully root it out of our garden so that we can enjoy the flowers. But that is not enough. We must use all the tools at our disposal to prevent further growth through education, getting to know our neighbors, and letting bigots know that they are not welcome anywhere, anytime." He says, "I encourage all in attendance this evening to remain on duty as gardeners, ever vigilant for those weeds." I thank my dear friend and colleague, Cantor Larry Brandspiegel, for bringing this dedication to my attention and for the opportunity to share the gratitude of our community. His thanks, Rabbi Jeffrey Myers, Tree of Life, Pittsburgh, PA.
This evening, we dedicate this stone and this beautiful space to those who were lost in Pittsburgh. But this memorial is also meant to remember all those whose lives were taken by senseless hatred. Exactly 6 months to the day after the shooting at the Tree of Life congregation, a gunman entered the Chabad in Poway, California, and took the life of an innocent worshiper. And in recent years, we have witnessed attacks and shootings at houses of worship of other faiths as well. We have seen innocent people lose their lives in synagogues, churches, mosques, and temples, their only crime being that they came together to worship in peace. We hope that this space will be a place of memory and memorial. You'll notice, of course, the 11 trees and the beautiful stone that we will unveil shortly, but it was, Rabbi Paivo pointed out to me, if you take a look, the paving stones that lead to the monument, if you count them, there are 18 stones. 18, of course, is an important number in Judaism. It means chai, it means life. So this is a place also to remember life and to sanctify life.
Anti-Semitism is no longer an isolated incident in the United States of America. It's an epidemic. From members of government who cheapen the horrors of the Holocaust to those that simply refuse to speak out, to take a stand against anti-Semitism, we have a problem. Yet at the same time, there are 2 things working in our favor. The first thing working in our favor is the goodness of the vast majority of Americans. The dream of a country where pettiness and politics are replaced by politeness and patriotism. They dream of a country where the American dream of a safe haven for all is realized. And they dream of a better future where all respect all. But most importantly, they're willing to fight to have their dreams turn into realities. The second thing working in our favor is the resilience of the Jewish people. As the oldest grandchild of 4 European grandparents, all of them subject to the horrors of the Holocaust, I had a front row seat in which I witnessed inner strength that frankly may not even exist anymore. As they picked up the pieces, they rose from the ashes, they built families, communities, and they did whatever was in their power to better the world around them. So is anti-Semitism an issue? 100%. Can we do something about it? 1,000%. As parents, we need to teach our children to respect all decent human beings. We need to teach them to stand up against any form of hatred, against any individual, against any group, against any race, in the streets, in school, and yes, even online. As Americans, we need to fight to uphold the values that always were the cornerstones of this amazing, free beacon of democracy. We need to speak out when needed. We need to flex our political muscles. And most importantly, we need to teach by example. For when we are kind, the world around us becomes a bit kinder. And when we care, the world around us begins to care. And when we love, the world around us can start loving. Many have come to realize that during the unveiling of a monument, as one sees the names of these beloved souls etched in stone, there's a stark realization of the finality of death. The impact is jarring as it drives home the finality of loss. But an unveiling also allows us to honor and to recall the memory of those departed. It is a chance to continue to reflect upon the significance of their lives, their accomplishments, and the legacies that they leave behind. Those are all too etched in the stone. Through this unveiling, the memory of these precious lives will be etched permanently into the collective memory of the greater community.
Ach tov v'chesed yirdefuni kol yemei chayai, kol yemei chayai, v'shavti bevet Adonai liorech yamim misemor ledaber.